It's the day we've been waiting 188 days for since the last NPL Grand Final. We're back here at Modbury with one of the Grand Final sides between Modbury Jets and newly promoted Para Hills Knights. What a great way to start the season with a traditional rivalry, traditional derby between these two sides. I'm your commentator, Seb O'Neill, joined by Alessio Carocci. Alessio, it's great to have you for our first game of the season, and it's just good to be here.
Yeah, it's fantastic to be here again. Can't believe it's been that long. Feels like it not long ago when we were having the grand finals and all that emotion in the final series as well. So it's good to see. And a new team like Para Hills, I don't think I've had them as a commentator yet so far, so it's going to be good to see what they bring to this league.
Yes, absolutely. As both sides shake hands, we'll go through the starting lineups. As you might have seen, Modbury Jets starting in goal with number 1, Ryan Neild, number 2, Paul Wilson, number 5, Tim Henderson, number 7, Liam McCabe, number 8, Darsem Shaxi, number 9, Hamish McCabe, number 10, the captain, Jesse Francesca, number 11, Francesco Smizzi, number 13, Daniel DeTroyer, number 15, Giuseppe Macheda, and number 16, William Mitev, with head coach Morris Natale. To the away side of Para Hills Knights, number 4, Mark Ulaj, the captain, number 5, Jack Matulis, number 6, Lionel Mahitira, number 8, Vian Kurikwamana, their new signing, alongside number 9, Abu Hussein, number 11, Ali Rayas Maradi, number 12, Kishav Shrestha, number 16, Cairo Felix, number 17, Omid Muswawi, number 23, Harrison Conant, has crossed the divide over from Modbury Jets. It was involved in their grand final against Adelaide United, but now plays for the black and white of Para Hills. And in goal, number 99, Yanni Delengis, with head coach Theo Tsunis. What are you thinking of those starting lineups at face value?
Well, it's very interesting to see as well. I think we're missing out there. The captain of Para Hills is usually Adam Cervetta, as you saw in those pre-season captain pictures. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. You see a couple of those Burundi boys who played in the African Cup. You see a couple of those players who played for Para Hills last year as well, who did so well. A couple on the bench as well. And it's going to be interesting to see a new keeper as well this year for Para Hills. I haven't seen much of this Yanni Delengis. I've known some of his past as well at Adelaide City, on the bench a few times there. But otherwise, it's going to be an interesting encounter. Modbury Jets seem like they have most of the same side they have last year. Brought in Francesco Schmitzi from Campbelltown. It's a new striker to contend with that lethal front pairing of Hamish McCabe and Liam McCabe.
Absolutely. And we're just about to get the first kick of the ball underway for the NPL season. After weeks, even months of pre-season, both of these sides will finally get our season off underway in Ridgehaven at Smith Partners Stadium. Round 1 of the men's RA NPL South Australia, with referee Daniel Cook, is underway between Modbury and Para Hills.
It's going to be interesting as well, Seb, to see as we get those first few kicks underway. The captain, Mark Ulaj, stepping into the midfield. From my knowledge of him, he's been mostly a centre-back in his career. Maybe he's pushed up there a bit in the pre-season and impressed. So he's going to sit in that midfield with their new signing, Vian Kurikwamana, who, again, is not really used to playing in that midfield role. But today it looks like he's playing in the central defensive midfield, which is something he's played in the African Cup with Burundi. It was very impressive there in his past few seasons in that side. So it's going to be interesting to see what he can do at the base of midfield instead of on the front three like he usually does.
Ryan Neild, the English goalkeeper, putting it out wide, unable to be controlled.
The left back as well from Modbury Jets is that William Mitev. I think he's crossed the divide as well from Para Hills last year. Taking that role from Joku Wall, who played there lots last year. And
on the bench tonight as well.
So be interesting to see what he can do on his starting debut, at least for Para Hills. And they're not rocking their home kit of black and white tonight. They got the orange and white, so it's not hard. It's definitely going to be hard to miss them this season.
Absolutely, we don't mind a good kit, do we?
No, it's definitely interesting to see. We've seen some pink ones, we've seen some yellow ones, but often the starting players, the on-field players at least, don't really get the opportunity to get some wild colours in. So it's good to see them try something new with an orange kit. I don't think I've seen Para Hills in an orange for a while.
No, I think normally their away kit might have been red from memory for quite a few years.
Yeah.
Ball on that far side, the Modbury stand. Pretty packed for a Friday night kickoff, as you'd imagine, for first game of the season here in South Australia. A few other NPLs kicking off interstate already, like New South Wales and Victoria, and now we are finally getting underway ourselves. Ball already getting forward with Miswali. Henderson has to get rid of. Does well to just get the throw in. In the box, but needing to be dealt with by Modbury. Knights putting a ball in at the back post, only going out for the goal kick.
I think just as we look at some of the squads and some of the new players, new faces in this league, I think Cairo Felix might be a new signing for Para Hills as well. I remember seeing him on the books of Fulham United in the last few seasons, and he looks like he's playing as a left fullback today, so it'd be interesting to see him there. I think I've seen him on the end of a couple of goals, so either that's the way he plays the position, or maybe he can fill in there as well.
Ryan Neild in goal for Modbury today, as he was in the grand final. Former Everton youth player, back in his home country of England. McCabe.
Yeah, as you were talking about, Ryan Neild, he was very impressive last season in some of the games that I caught him with, especially in the final series. He was one of the most important players for Modbury Jets, making some very vital saves in their finals run all the way to the grand final. And I think he was, one of the best performers for an import, at least this season.
Ball cleared right into the stands. Throw in on the far side. Modbury trying to get through the middle. Battling on this close side, going out for the Para Hills Knights throw. Ball going out for a throw. Throw in. Only gone straight back out, but Modbury still in possession with the throw. Francesca trying to battle off. Long throw in right into the box, being able to be cleared away, but Para Hills getting the free kick right on the edge of the box, and I think rightly called by Daniel Cook. And Yanni Delangus clearing forward. Henderson getting the header away. Mitsev clearing out for the Knights throw. Modbury Jets, of course, finishing 5th last year in the NPL and making the grand final. And unfortunately coming off 7-2 losers to Adelaide United, but ball chested down by Conant, the former Modbury player, winning the free kick for Para Hills. Ullage trying to take the free kick quickly, but referee Daniel Cook won't allow. Cairo Felix. Knights able to keep the ball in. Ball with Lionel Muhatira. Doing well to keep possession, being strong and ending up being cleared by Rise Murati. And Conant looks to get forward. Shaxi really battling, and Para Hills getting the advantage through Conant, the former Modbury man! Harrison Conant scoring against his former side. And more than happy to celebrate in front of the home fans. The first goal of the NPL South Australia season going to newcomers Para Hills Knights. And what a way to start it off. An absolutely brilliant finish from the man who came off the bench in the grand final for the Jets. And now Modbury, perhaps surprisingly, having to climb a mountain. Schmizzy with the kickoff. And Modbury want to get forward as quickly as possible. Macheda cleared away by Cairo Felix. What a surprising start for Para Hills Knights. Corner for Modbury. Looking for an almost immediate reply. Referee Daniel Cook seeing some pushing and shoving in the box. Now able to take the corner. Coming in, headed away on the edge of the box. Just over the top right of Delangus' goal. Of course, Para Hills' regular goal scorer last season, Riley Stam, now part of the Adelaide United setup. Will most likely feature tomorrow afternoon at Hindmarsh for the home side. But it seems as though at the time being, they'll do all right with Riley Stam unless they concede now through McCabe. Well blocked. Called it back for a free kick. A free kick from a dangerous range for the Jets. Free kick from range. Blocked against the wall. Ball on the far left, just escaping the feet of Hamish McCabe. Apologies for any technical difficulties we're having at the moment. We promise they will be sorted soon, but I'll keep you updated with any play that you can't see. Goal kick for Para Hills, launched long. Battling for possession at the back, Para Hills Knights. Ball through the centre, intercepted, and Shaxi couldn't get it through. Through the centre, might just be enough. Isn't, and Knights will try and get forward now.
Well, that's definitely a cynical one there from Shaxi. He's got the yellow ticket as well. He's gone straight through Conant there, and you can see the frustrations on the home side's faces right now after conceding that early goal. It's definitely not what they wanted at home to kick off their season. And they just seem to not be able to get their foot on the ball at the moment. They're getting forward, they're getting to the right attacking third, but just that final pass they're not seeming to be get right so far.
So that yellow card for Darsem Shaxi of Modbury Jets. An early one only in the 14th minute of play. But you would say pretty warranted. It's a poor ball into midfield, and Ulaj to Kurikwamana. Still looking to go centrally through Kurikwamana. Back to Felix. Masawi. Felix. Para Hills Knights played 3 more preseason games than Modbury Jets. Modbury only playing the 4 against Campbelltown, Cobras, Salisbury, and then Campbelltown again, but winning both those games against Campbelltown and drawing those 2 against Cobras, and now State League 1 side Salisbury United, whereas Para Hills Knights losing to Playford United Youth in Campbelltown, but winning against Modbury Vista, West Orange Bocala, and then drawing with FK Belgrade and Adelaide Blue Eagles. First of those friendlies was back on the 16th of January, whereas Modbury didn't start their gameplay pre-season until the 30th against Campbelltown away.
Yeah, I think Para Hills have that night series pre-season game where they invite a few teams there, so I'm sure they get almost probably a weekly game there in pre-season. So I think that would definitely get them in good stead for a season ready to go, especially playing some top opposition such as Adelaide United youth team. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what that difference has come to fruition in both these teams' performances so far. It's interesting to see as well. I think last year we saw a lot of Modbury play the three-back formation with 3 centre-backs. Looks like Matthew Mullen's on the bench tonight, so they're going back to a back 4, and possibly Daniel Detroit is probably not getting as high as he usually does, and they can't seem to string it together in the attacking half at the moment.
Ball unable to break for either side and just bouncing about until it gets to Liam McCabe. And even then unable to get through. Masawi chasing, but can't keep in. From what it looks at the moment, a good crowd in at Smith Partners Stadium. All around the place. Great to see for the first match of the season. That's a lovely ball. Interplay from the McCabes. Modbury are on here. Well collected by DeLangus. Just falling over the ball there, and Modbury will want to capitalise from the throw. McCabe. Hamish McCabe unable to get through. Good tackle there from Tim Henderson.
Bit of afters as well. Looks like he ran into him as he was trying to pick up the throw, the Para Hills player. I don't know if he meant that on purpose, but...
You never know in a derby.
Definitely. We haven't seen too many tough tackles except for that one on Conant by Detroyer, but maybe this has sparked some fire into the Modbury Jets team and can push them forward in this first half.
A long throw in forward, but attempted header onto another Knights teammate, but unable. Henderson. Not Henderson, sorry. Strong challenge there. Ball just perfect enough for Detroit to get through. And just wide of the post. Probably, you'd say, Modbury's first very decent chance to get on the score sheet.
Yeah, that's a beautiful example of when you get Daniel Detroyer that high in the field. That's the first proper opportunity that Modbury have had. He's able to play forward, get in the attacking half, and an excellent shot there from Makeda, almost finding the other top corner compared to Conant's strike in that early stages. So I think that Modbury want to do more of that if they want to get more into this game. And this left side, especially of Para Hills, looks like could be the one that they're going to get the most success out of.
Header forward. Henderson's there to... Offside.
This opening period of the first half, any standouts for you so far, Seb?
I've liked the look of Kara Felix. I think he's been so far on the ball. Very solid player and just able to conduct. He's on the ball now here. Has a very calm manner to him. Well intercepted by Hamish McCabe. It's 2 against 1. They might get one in here. Side netting again.
Another very big chance there from Modbury Jets, and that's what you can't afford to lose when you turn it over. You're giving it over to one of the best attackers in this league, Hamish McCabe, and he can put it on a plate for other people as well. He's not always selfish in those attacking areas. So we see he might be stopped here for a injury to Darcy Shaxi. He's on the floor right now looking for some medical attention, but they're getting right back in this game now, Modbury. Now, opening 15 minutes, you would say they didn't really get their foot on the ball and it was always up in the air, bouncing so far. They couldn't get it down, but as soon as they're breaking these counter presses from Para Hills, you can see they're well in this game, right on the attack.
Para Hills to play it from the back now. Ulage. Felix. Ball in the air, header unable to be won by Musawi. And it's a Modbury throw. Detroyer with the throw. Header by Felix. Ulage taking his time to figure out who he wants to get the ball to. A long ball forward on the right wing. Bit too much on it. Spoke about kits before on Para Hills Knights kits. They've got the logo of new amateur team who they'll be sharing their facilities and ground with Brassfoot, playing I believe in the Saturday amateur division. And Brassfoot in turn as well also have Knights logo on their sleeve. It's great to see that sort of connection between the amateur and the semi-pro clubs in South Australia.
And it looks like Shaxy's not going to be able to continue in this game. I can see on the bench here as well, Dion Kirk's readied himself. And as Darcy Shaxy goes down there, it's going to be an early end to his night tonight. It's unfortunate. Also, might be in one of the leadership groups of Modbury Jets. I think he's been captain a few times, possibly a vice captain. So it's not good to see a player like that with experience coming off with an injury. I remember a few times last season that we called some of these Modbury games. He came off a bit gingerly as well. So it's going to be interesting to see. Dion Kirk, a new signing, Modbury Jets. We've seen a lot of him in the NPL. For Croydon last year, scored some important goals. For Raiders as well in the past. Campbelltown as well, winning some trophies there. So it's a big addition to this Modbury Jets side. And if he plays in that midfield, maybe he's the one who can get the strings going for them on the attack.
First competitive minutes for Dion Kirk of the Modbury Jets. Played his youth football here in Modbury, but former Croydon, Raiders, Campbelltown and even Bentley Greens over in NPL Victoria.
I think as well, it's definitely going to be a testament to how Modbury Jets want to attack this end of this first half. He's more of an attacking player compared to Darcy Shaxy, and it looks like in this early stages that the captain Francesco is sat in a bit deeper there now, so maybe he's being pushed back a bit. Dion Kirk's going to be the one to link up that front three now.
Wilson with the ball forward. Para Hills throw. Touched on by Abu Hussein. Through the centre. Now on the wing with Detroyer. Might look to put a ball in, does so. Cleared away. Straight back to Detroyer. If he can get it, that is. Lovely flick away. Conant will get the ball back. Has to get through two Modbury players and decides to pass. And gets the advantage too. Harrison Conant balling out against his former side.
Yeah, you've got to say he's been a thorn in the opposition so far for Modbury Jets to contend with. A couple of fouls on his near side and, of course, the opening goal to the NPL here. So he's definitely going to be one to contend with in this season so far. As also, Daniel Detroyer's on a yellow card, so you don't want to see that match up too often and make it a bit of a decision for the referee to make.
DeLangus putting the ball forward on the left flank. Neither side able to win the header. Halfway through the first half, quarter way through the whole of the game, and perhaps Para Hills Knights with a surprising lead at this point, Alessio.
As we see Francesco Schmitzi win a foul there. They're playing it quick though, Modbury.
McCabe looking for the ball in on the edge of the box. Para Hills just needing to deal with it, all the bounce. Just fooling both of them, I think.
Yeah, you could say it's a bit against the run of the play that Para Hills have taken the lead, but I don't think either team has really set their foothold in this game so far. You know it's a derby, you know it's going to be feisty and it might be a bit loose, but I'd like to see a couple of these, especially experienced players on both sides, get their foot on the ball and calm it down a bit.
We'll go out for the Modbury throw.
I think it's as well worth to note the centre-back there, number 6 for Para Hills, Lionel Muhutira, I think that's how you say his name. He's been quite imposing for the away side so far. You've got those experienced strikers in both the McKay brothers and also Francesco Schmitzi there as well, and he seemed to be marshalling them both out the game so far. Very imposing figure at the back there for Para Hills. It's another one of the Burundi boys as well, played in the AFCON final, so it's going to be interesting to see what that Burundi trio can do for this Para Hills club this season.
Lionel, of course, one of the members of that State League 1 grand final losing side. Modbury with the ball in at the penalty spot. Trying to claim a penalty, but I don't think there's too much in that myself. Liam McCabe. Francesca back to Wilson. Referee Daniel Cook seeing a foul and Modbury getting the free kick. Hamish McCabe. Abu Hussein perhaps not ready for that contact from Henderson. Henderson just driving in there behind him to win the ball.
Yeah, despite his size, Tim Henderson, he reads the game fantastically well for a centre-back. He's always there in front of his striker and he never lets them get a bit of space as well. He gets real tight against them as well. So him and Hussein's going to be a very interesting clash.
Felix. Oulage was looking for it, but Felix making the run himself. And he's still going on the edge of the box. Well intercepted, however. Henderson. Henderson himself coming off early in the NPL Grand Final. Only 12 minutes played before Paul Wilson took his place, and that 7-2 loss ended up coming.
Now that you mentioned it as well, that Cairo Felix has been quite influential in this game so far. He's only a diminutive figure, but the way he gets past his play, he's one of the best players I've seen at beating the press, especially from his right winger. As Modbury get into the box here with Makeda.
Cleared away. Abu Hussein. Kurek Romana using the strength that he has. And in the end fouled.
Over the course of this half as well, I've been trying to figure out what kind of formations both teams are playing so far. And as we were talking about maybe the back five that Modbury have played in the past, at the moment it looks like instead of a front three, they've really got Dion Kirk in that 10, and they've got two strikers off him in McCabe and Schmitzy.
That's a lovely ball. Perfect ball to the penalty spot, but there was no one there for Para Hills. That sort of ball that you're taught to do in trainings. Then on the counter-attack, Modbury are on here. Just wide of the left post through Francesco Schmizzi.
Another fantastic example of Hamish McCabe setting his teammates up. He's not a selfish striker, but he can definitely put on a plate for one or the other. That perfect curling ball in behind the defence there is, it's almost impossible to read as a centre-back, and he's got another chance for Schmitzi. There might be two for him in this half, so they're definitely not out of this game, that's for sure.
McCabe uses strength well, and now brother Liam losing out possession, but Modbury still with the ball. Again, just cleared forward by Para Hills.
Bit of a miscommunication from both the field and the bench there for Tim Henderson. He went for the long ball, but the coach is saying, just keep it, Timmy. And he's like, not very happy with that comment from his coach. And he said, that's the area we want to be in. We've got numbers there.
Tim Henderson headering back towards goal.
Yeah, as the more I look at it, I think this Modbury team is playing a diamond midfield. They've got one sitting midfielder in Jesse Francesco, and then they've got two wide players in Liam McCabe and Seppi Makeda, and then they've got Kirk in the 10, Hamish at the top with Francesco, and I think Hamish definitely plays that free role very well. Got to be one of the most dangerous things to look at, having a Hamish McCabe run at you, especially in the top of the box where he is now.
Intercepted by Ali Raid Muradi. And now Para Hills will get forward. Ball ending up working out. Poor interception. Now they try and get forward at the chip over. And into the back of the net by Omid Muswawi. Or maybe it was Keshav Shrestha, sorry. But a 2-0 lead for Para Hills Knights.
Yeah, tough to see from our angle, but what a pass that was. They won the ball right on the halfway line there, played an excellent through ball to Keshav Shrestha, and he's chipped that into the top left corner. What a finish. Seen some fantastic goals in this first half, and Para Hills, the away side, just come up, creating the shock of the season so far. The grand finalists versus the promoted team, and they're really kicking goals so far.
Absolutely, but of course, game's not over yet. And I think second round last year even, Modbury came back to draw against Campbelltown in round 2, so it's definitely possible here at Smith Partners Stadium.
So yeah, as we reminisce on that goal, I was just looking at the replay, if you rewind, and it was number 17, David Musawi, who played that through ball there, and it was Tim Henderson who he tried to get in there ahead of his defender, and this time, for the first time of the night, it didn't work out.
Another poor interception by the Modbury defence. Modbury really struggling at the moment.
Yeah, a couple of these interceptions just seem to be going to the opposite team so far. This time it was Paul Wilson whose clearance was not far enough out of the box, and Para Hills pounced on it. That's Abu Hussein's first shot. But yeah, I think if you watch that goal, that second goal on replay, it's a fantastic ball, weighted perfectly there for Keshav Shrestha. You could see Paul Wilson was trying to make the distance and get across there, but he just couldn't get there quick enough, and that ball was just in the path perfectly, and the finish was even better.
All the way back to Lionel Motira, who, as you said, has been very good in this first half. The ball's over the top. Had a chance.
It's another great area for that long ball. Seems that far side's getting all the action so far at the end of this half. And as we're talking about formations and how Modbury Jets seem to be playing a diamond midfield, I think if you look at Para Hills, we might take a break. Might be a chance here.
We'll go back in a second. That could be a foul on the edge of the box. Nothing seen by Daniel Cook, and Delangis will continue on. Alessio.
Yeah, I think Schmitzy's asking the question of the ref there. He had the whistle in his mouth, but I think Cook's seen the advantage there. Shot on target as well from Makeda, and he said, let it go. You've had the opportunity there. We're not going to bring it back. But as I look at the formations, I do seem to think that Para Hills are playing a 4-2-2 formation, one we've seen work quite effectively for Adelaide City in the past, and it looks like they're adopting the same. Looks like they've got the defensive mids of Ulaj and Kurikwamana, two attackers of Mushawi and Hussein, and then you've got the wingers in Conant and Shrestha.
Able to get through Abu Hussein. Goal kick for Modbury.
Yeah, he marshalled that one out well there, Tim Henderson. Saw it all the way, got his body in front. Didn't let the referee have a question there if that was a foul or not. But again, the reason that counter-attack happened was an interception by one of the Modbury defenders, and it let them get on the break again. So definitely these second balls for Modbury is where they're really got to get back into this game and keep hold of most of these if they want to get their ball forward.
Francesca in the midfield. Dion Kirk, I don't think, knew where the ball was to start with.
See, this short game from Modbury, this is where they want to win this game. This is where they do their best work. Nice little 1-2s, moving the pitch, moving the ball both sides of the pitch, and this is where they get their advances in. Those long balls so far that have been from the centre-backs of them have really put them in a lot of strife so far. They get the ball back onto them and they can't clear it. So they want to keep this ball, take their time, and this is where you want to get a goal just before half-time.
Modbury doing well to keep the ball. Felix perhaps not clearing how he would have liked to, but does it anyway.
Look how far up the field they are now. This is much better for Modbury Jets, especially in front of your home fans. More attacking style of football, less long balls. It's what you want to see.
Especially with just more than 5 minutes to the half-time, you want to get one back. And who else but Liam McCabe, sorry, to try and get you that one back. Wilson. Detroit. Kirk. Right on the edge of the D. Shot miles wide.
But again, no matter how far off that shot was, that was another opportunity for them. They got right into the box there. Nobody close to them, and he's got room to take a shot like that. I don't think Para Hills have had their own chances playing through the whole team all the way up to the top of the box to have a shot like that. So they've got to take some positives going into this half, Modbury Jets, that they've been playing well when they've kept the ball on the deck.
Foul. Francesca all the way back to Ryan Neild. Ball forward for Hamish McCabe's only got one in the middle, and Schmizzy keeps it in play. It's a lovely ball. Oulage can only get the corner out of it.
Yeah, you had to take that on the left foot there, Liam McCabe. Came onto him with the right, took a good touch ahead of him, but he didn't look like he was confident enough to take the strike. At least he's get the corner though, and they might have a chance here. The tall timber's gone up. Paul Wilson. And one of the best leaps of the ball as well, Tim Henderson. I'd love to see him get on the end of one now after that couple of clashes he's had with the strikers. He'd love to put one to them.
At the far post, Henderson
remonstrating with the referee now, but it did come to it at the edge of the box, sorry. Had some tussling to deal with the captain, Oulage. But his shot was a bit tame in the end.
Ball forward. Headed on. Macheda with the ball in. Nobody's there at the back post, and Para Hills perhaps unneededly conceding the corner. Hamish McCabe putting the ball in, cleared away by Abu Hussein. Slight mistouch there by Daniel Detroit. Wilson making a run forward. Good football here from Modbury, as has been for the past maybe 5 minutes or so. Still with it. Francesca having to strike himself.
He looked ashort in the goals there, Delengus. Both shots he's had so far to face with. who's not been able to rebound him out, just kept him close to the body. That's always what you want from a keeper.
Perhaps a bit too much on that, but Liam McCabe, yeah, unable to keep it in. Para Hills do well to get away with this one. Perhaps looking from range. Perhaps indecisive. Still on the edge of the box.
Yeah, some tricky feet there from the number 17, David Mushawi. It looks like he didn't want to take on his left foot, though. He kept changing and changing, waiting to get it onto his right, and somehow he kept it with his feet, and they've got the throw-in on the far side, but if he just took that strike with his left foot, definitely would have made the keeper work.
Poor touch there by Oolage, but Knights will get it back in the box. Conant. No penalty, says Daniel Cook.
Big shout there. It looked like it almost was in the box, and it looks like he was tripped, but potentially he just got his body in the way there, the Modbury defender. Definitely be one to look on at replay, though. Those back home, if you can rewind that, have a look at that one. I'm not sure about it, but that all started from a poor clearance from Paul Wilson again, one of the centre-backs of Modbury Jets. Those are the two most experienced players for this home side. Tim Henderson and Paul Wilson, and both of them seem to not be able to get their clearances on target at the moment. They look to be just falling to the Para Hills players every time. It's definitely something they've got to improve on in the second half.
Almost at the half-time break here at Smith Partners Stadium. And I guess before Daniel Cook does blow the half-time whistle, Alessio, what a surprise as well to see Para Hills Knights 2-0 up.
Yeah, definitely. I think they've been the better side in this first half. If you look back on all their chances and the way they've been pressing this Modbury Jet side has been immense. Possibly that formation has really been dangerous in competition with the other one that Modbury Jets are playing. Looks like they've got man for man almost all over the park, and they just seem to be winning their individual battles so far. So I think it's definitely a deserved lead for the away side in their first game back in the NPL after quite a break. Said 188 days since the last NPL game that we commentated on, but I'd love to know how long it's been since Para Hills been in the NPL. I think it might have been 2019?
2020? I think the COVID season, I think.
Oh, yeah, 2020, yeah.
Where they finished bottom and got relegated alongside Modbury Jets, funny enough.
Yeah, definitely contrast the two club seasons and the progression they've had so far, but I'd really like to see Modbury Jets try and target this Para Hills defence more in the second half. They've got the talent, they've got the players to do it, but it just seems so far they can't even get the clearances out from their defence in the first place to get their attackers in behind. That's Cairo Felix again.
That's well done by Cairo Felix to get the nutmeg through.
They set this attack all the way up for Para Hills now.
Abu Hussein against Tim Henderson. Perhaps looking for a third before the half-time break. Masawi. Back out wide. Masawi will get it back. Back out wide for Para Hills. Into additional time now, and at Daniel Cook's discretion.
Yeah, they definitely don't need to press this now, Para Hills. If they could just keep this ball. There we go, into the second half there. It's a fantastic first half back in the NPL. For the away side, they've taken this derby to the home team, probably the favourites if most people will be looking at the odds. And they've definitely dismantled them so far in the first half, Seb.
Absolutely. The former Modbury man, Harrison Conant, getting the first, which was an absolute stunner against his former side. And then Keshav Shrestha getting that chip over Ryan Neild.
See the halftime. Looks like Tim Henderson's having some choice words with the referee, Daniel Cook, there. Wonder what that's all about. Seems like it's been pretty fair. He's been giving them both ways and been letting a few go both ways. So be interested to see what he's trying to remonstrate with him about. I think he's been pretty fair most of the game.
As you see the stats pop up on the screen, 8 shots to 4 in favour of Modbury Jets, but only 2 on target each. So looking at that, it's been fairly even. But if you were to look at it as watching, you definitely say that Para Hills are on top for the time being at this halftime break.
As you see those stats as well, 8 shots, only 2 of them on target. At least 2 or 3 of them were almost nestling into the corner as well. Only a few of them went just past the post. So they're definitely getting closer. I think if they get their next shot on target with some intent as well, those probably 2 that they were on target were the ones that Delengus just stood down and picked up. Otherwise, I think it's been a positive start to the season so far. And it's good to see another promoted side challenging with the big boys. We'd like to see what they can do this season, Para Hills, and if maybe they can go one better as a promoted side than Modbury Jets can. Too early to tell, but it's a good showing so far.
Absolutely. How great it is to have NPL football back in South Australia, competitive local football here back in the state. Half-time here at Smith Partners Stadium. We'll be back with you after the half-time break. It's Modbury Jets 0, Para Hills Knights 2. Welcome back to Smith Partners Stadium for the second half of Modbury Jets versus Para Hills Knights, who are perhaps surprisingly 2-0 up against the home side in blue and white.
Yeah, we had a look around the socials at half-time, and quite a lot of people are surprised at this result so far. It's only half-time here, and they've got a long game to go here. They were out early as well in this second half, Modbury Jets. So I reckon they're ready and revving to go. They made a sub as well at half-time. It looks like the left fullback, Joku Wall, has come on for William Mitev. Everything the same, though, for Para Hills.
And he gets the first touch of the ball as well. Was the first time that he managed to get on the pitch and played the full 90 of the grand final as well.
I thought it was interesting as well as both sides came out to the half. Both coaches and a lot of players were talking to the referee on the centre circle, so I'm not sure what they're trying to argue about, but I thought he's had a great game so far. Daniel Cook hasn't really made any errors or any 50-50 calls. I've thought he's been fantastic and let a lot go as well.
And probably our most experienced referees in South Australia. From time to time gets a game in the A-League as well. Strong there on the close side. Already looking to get forward. Modbury Jets. Modbury now going from right to left.
Looks like it'll be thrown right on the edge of the near side here for Wall, the left back.
Getting it into the box. Headed away. Only as far as Daniel Detroyer. Just battling for the ball in the box. Modbury still looking for that first goal of the match, end of their competitive season.
There's another half chance there for Schmitzy with the head. Looks like he got it all wrong though. He was trying to flick that towards goal. Probably Drogba-esque maybe, but got it all wrong I think in that occasion.
Wilson, out wide. It's a ball in. I think just escaping.
Started this half very well, Daniel Detroyer. Got on the end of a few balls and a lot of touches early in this game. We mentioned it right at the start of the match how him playing as a right fullback instead of a wing back, which he usually had, he might not have got forward as much as he usually had. But start of the second half and a few occasions in that first half, he got up real high there and can put some excellent deliveries in the box as well. It's going to be a battle as well, as we were talking about. That Cairo Felix at left fullback's been one of the stars of the game so far, so be interesting to see how he can contain his opposition fullback.
There he is on the ball there, putting a ball forward. Modbury with the ball in midfield. Francesca to the substitute Joku Wall. Their second of the match already, of course, with Darsem Shaxi coming off early. Hamish to Liam McCabe across the face of goal and in. Modbury getting one back. And it was Giuseppe Macheda to get that first goal back for Modbury and perhaps start the comeback.
I think that all started with an excellent midfield pass there from Wall to Hamish McCabe. Played his brother Liam, who cut it back excellently, and the late run there from Giuseppe Macheda. As we were saying, it looks like they're playing a midfield diamond, and he was the one who made that late run. Frank Lampard-esque, I reckon.
How many more players are you going to mention tonight? Drogba, Lampard?
Oh, they're playing in blue, Modbury Jets, so I might as well give them a bit of a run. But that's an excellent way to get back into this game from Modbury Jets, the home side. Early goal in the half.
Throw in with Murati. Unable to be headed over by Masawi.
Some fantastic touches there from Schmitzy.
Ball over the top for Hamish McCabe. Touch does reach him. Well intercepted by Muhatira. McCabe back to his brother Hamish. On the edge of the box. Only cleared by the feet. Thinks given offside there, but Modbury very quickly already back on fire.
I don't know if you can hear it on the broadcast, but the stand was shaking there for a bit. It's an excellent attack again there from Modbury Jets. Some unbelievable touches in the middle of the park. Over his head there from Schmitzy, and he just created the attack. Hamish McCabe running at his defender. It's what you want. And at the end of that move, who was it again? Daniel DeTroyer from right fullback. Might not be playing as a wing back, but boy, is he getting up there.
The McCabe link-up already, albeit slowly, but already early in this half, you're seeing it come back this season. Through the first goal and even through that chance there. Murati. Good footwork there. Able to get it out of his own and get it to Masawi. Muhatira. A little slow on the ball, but he'll get it back to Ulaj. Good ball out wide to Masawi. Against Wall. The substitute does well. Just conceding the throw. Masawi. Kurikwamana just flicking the ball back for Abu Hussein. Couldn't reach it, but Knight still in possession. Ulaj, the captain for tonight's game.
Great touch there from Kurikwamana, spinning his defender. He's in behind now.
The ball just missing out. I think the ball going out there does so.
Tense start to this half from both sides. Finally, Parry Hill's getting their foot on the ball, getting a few passes, stringing them together at the moment. But it's been Modbury Jets that have been the more dangerous of the two coming out of the sheds.
So far, cannot complain for the first game of the season.
As we know, last year it was a fantastic comeback here at Smith Partners Stadium. 2-2 in the end, I think, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
I think Campbelltown.
2-0 down 2.
Yeah, well, 2-0 up Campbelltown, and then the home side came back.
This might work out for Parry Hills. It is! Ali Reyes Murati getting the third for Parry Hills. And against the run of play, knocking the wind out of Modbury Jets, unable to fly.
Boy, what a sting that is from the away side. As we were talking about fullbacks, it's the right fullback for Parry Hills who's got him behind there. Fantastic touch. Take it away from the defender, and it was a simple 1v1 finish where he's found the bottom corner. Excellent precision, and 3-1. Let's put this game back right into the balance again.
Ryan Neal tried his best, but unable to not concede the fourth of the night in total, but completely against the run of play, you have to say.
Yeah, I definitely didn't think that they had started the half on the front foot, Parry Hills. But just one swift move like that. It's the night of fullbacks tonight, Seb. We're talking about the left fullback, what a game he's had, and then the right fullback gets his name on the score sheet. Thought the quote went, no one wants to grow up to be a fullback.
They seem to score the most goals in the NPL so far.
Seems to be the most interesting position to play as well. The way these new age players in the Premier League and the Serie A who've coined the left wing back, right wing back roles with expertise, and now we're seeing in our local leagues what our fullbacks can play like. Felix does well there defensively this time.
Good interception there. And gets the throw in.
I think they can definitely settle down now, Para Hills, though. They've got that 2-goal cushion back and they've weathered the storm so far. Still early in this second half, but I reckon if they can get a fourth, it could be tough to come back. It's a big mountain to climb for Modbury Jets. They thought they had the run of the play, but...
Speaking to both Liam and Hamish McKay, they said about how sometimes their training is, they work on their fitness towards the end of the games, which is why you saw last season how many times they came back even in that second leg. We'll go back to that point. Modbury might look to get one. The ball just bobbling through.
I'll tell you what,
a mess there.
What a save that was from Delengus. He was right in there, right in the mix of things. If you look on that on a replay, it was a volley that was almost going to find the side netting. I think it was from Hamish McCabe in the end, but boy, to keep your hands on that and not push it out, it's good work from you from the keeper.
The ball just couldn't seem to find the feet of anyone properly. Muhatira just jockeying the ball out, conceding the throw.
As we mentioned in the start of the preamble of this game, how good Ryan Neild was for the promoted side last year in Modbury Jets. Yanni Delengus, haven't heard too much about him at a senior level so far, but he's put a show on tonight. Kept it clean as well, and some of his grabs have just been, it's fantastic to see from a keeper when they don't put it in the area of error, when they push it out and hopefully an away side can get a little touch on it. But he's kept all of them real close to him, and it's definitely something that Para Hills would be reeling in, having a keeper like that.
Too much on the ball over the top there from Francesca. Modbury Jets, although not depleted, missing a few players tonight, the likes of Joshua Hernandez not playing. We'll go back to that. Para Hills Knights doing well once again. Yeah, no Josh Hernandez tonight for Modbury Jets, and also none of their new signing, Cameron O'Doherty, former Adelaide United, Western Sydney and Newcastle Jets man. We've had a spell in India as well.
I think if you talk about Jordan O'Doherty
Jordan,
there.
not... There's a few of them.
Yeah, as we stop for a little foul there, there was another big chance there from Modbury Jets. It was Hamish McCabe again on this left side. He started this game with real attacking intent, and it looked like it was almost going to fall to Makeda again with the late run, but this time it didn't.
Hamish McCabe on the end of the box, putting it out wide for Joku Wall. Putting the high ball in at the back post, perhaps a bit too high. Detroit all the way back with Wilson. In the centre for Hamish McCabe. Cleared away. Only as far as Tim Henderson. Tim Henderson. From the centre back.
We'll talk about fullbacks. Maybe it's overlapping centre backs we have to look at now these days. They've definitely come into this second half with renewed confidence, Modbury Jets. for about 5 minutes there, they couldn't. Para Hills couldn't seem to get it out of their defensive half, and every clearance seems to be going back to a Modbury Jets player. So definitely one to watch in this game. If they can get one more goal back, it's going to be ecstasy here at the home of Modbury Jets.
Modbury wanting to get going quickly again. Francesca to Wall. He'll get it back, Francesca. Central. Cleared away. It seems to be that final ball when they could either have the shot or make that killer pass that they just seem to dabble on it a little bit, Alessio.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like they want to shoot outside the box. They're always looking for a little one bounce pass.
They might have a go here. Delangas spilling slightly and conceding the corner, but still able to get it out of his net.
Bit of a delayed, commentators cursed that one, but we were singing his praises not long ago, Yanni Delangas, and that one seemed to be one of the tamest of them all, and he somehow let that go through his hands. Luckily, it was outside of the post, so it didn't go anywhere dangerous, but
they won't want to concede from the corner here. Delangas a lot better there. Strong, tall, and a big jump.
It was definitely one of the points we were talking about in the first half, how every clearance that Modbury Jets seemed to make was falling to a Para Hills player. In this half, it seems to be the complete opposite. Every clearance has been, there you go again, falling straight to a Modbury Jets player. You could hear on the near side as well, the coach of Para Hills, Theo Tsuna, saying, can we just keep it, boys? Because it seems like every pass has been either intercepted or tackled.
Ball cleared, I think, out of the stadium, to be honest. Not sure, might be seeing that rolled onto the road. Ball in the box at the back post. Again, cleared away only to Tim Henderson. Modbury on the wing, winning the corner.
Linesman said goal kick there, actually. Modbury Jets players are in awe of how he's made that decision, but he was right near it there, so I'm sure he's made the right one.
Just under 30 minutes left of the half here at Smith Partners Stadium. Tim Henderson all the way back to Neild, who just clears forward. Oh, lovely flick on by Hamish McCabe.
A lot of people say it, they just have that brotherly connection.
The
twin brother connection. They just
telepathic almost.
Run on the same wavelengths, I think. Just the way they can find each other in spaces as well is just unerring.
Francesca for Modbury Jets, the captain. Out wide to Liam McCabe. Joku Wall. Just losing out on the touch. Throw in for Modbury into the box now. Ball gets into the centre. Nothing comes of the shot either from Giuseppe Macheda. Goal kick for Para Hills Knights and Yanni Delangas. Tim Henderson, strong header downwards, possible handball there. Daniel Cook plays on, and Knights will look to strike once again. Shrestha. Well done by Joku Wall. Gets it forward to McCabe of the Hamish variety. And then forward to Schmizzy. Battling for it and still going. Perhaps pulled back. Still going. But only into the hands of Yanni Delengis once again. You're just joining us. Harrison Conant getting the first goal for Para Hills Knights against his former side.
Tell you what, I hope nobody's just joining us now. They're missing quite an enticing encounter.
Modbury have had one player come up with injury in Darsim Shaxi as well. And then the sub at half-time with Joku Wall coming on. Tim Henderson and Abu Hussein. Some good battles going on here.
Not sure if the camera can catch if they get Hamish McCabe on the near side, but it looks like he's struggling with something here on his right foot. He's been trying to walk it off, but it doesn't seem to be helping so far. Be a big miss if he has to come off. I think what that does mean, though, especially for a player like him, he can definitely set up people from deeper now. If he can't get on the end of it, can't use his legs for some in-behind runs. But as we've seen so far, can really set up people on a plate.
Ball deflecting unkindly. Cleared off the line even. Chaos in the box. That's unbelievable. How on earth has that stayed out?
I'll tell you what, there's some fantastic blocks in there from not just the keeper, but the Para Hills defence. Bodies on the line. It's what you want at this time of the game. A goal could definitely change the state of affairs here, and they put everything on the line to keep that out, and they have.
Knights have had a player come down injured in the process, but they've also kept out a goal.
Yeah, if you look at that back on replay, I think it's a mixture of Delengis and the centre-back in Lionel Mutihara. But it looks like it might be a player down here for Para Hills. They might get a breather after all that confusion in the box. I think it's going to be one of the goal scorers, Harrison Conant. He's had a bit of a stretch. Surprised in that break that Modbury Jets didn't bring their physio on to have a look at Hamish, but
seems to be fine for the time being, at least to himself. Sure, definitely not the type of player to want to come off after any sort of injury, especially in a derby like this one. One of quite a few derbies this weekend. In State League 2 as well. Hills Hawks versus Mount Barker, the Hills derby. Up there.
Yeah, it's going to be a fantastic one on the grass pitch. They always get a lot of fans out there as well. Hills Hawks are probably the older club of the two, so they definitely have a lot of fans.
Keshav stressed up, winning the free kick with his footwork.
Other way around, I think. He had this tricky footwork, but the new substitute, did well to defend that, and he got his body in front and actually won it back the other way, so props to him for that.
Ball with the Jets.
Yeah, as we're saying, there's a couple of derbies around the place. I think there was some other ones in State League 1 as well, possibly.
Football all across the weekend.
Yeah, Cumberland versus Sturt. It's a bit of a southern derby. Both of them used to be in the NPL, had a lot of tight tussles in the past. Fulham versus Western Strikers, or West Side Derby almost. And I think one of our commentators, Mark Talbot, was talking about Northern Demons versus Gawler. That's probably the closest.
some sort of derby.
He said they were probably the closest two clubs to each other for Northern Demons at least, so maybe that's a slight Northern Derby. But
the very Northern Derby. Kurekwamana getting the ball out wide. He'll receive it back on the left wing. Poor decision making and a poor ball.
Yeah, different wavelengths there with Conant. He thought he was going to make the run in behind there for Kurekwamana to play to, and he thought he would catch him out, but read from the defence of Modbury.
Delangus clearing forward. Modbury back in possession. Touchdown by McCabe. Daniel Cook does see a handball there, and in fact the yellow card too.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's a handball or a really late challenge there from Muhitira. Definitely a commanding presence at the back there, and he looked like he hip and shouldered Liam McCabe there as he tried to play a 1-2 with the striker. Got a couple of subs warming up here as well.
I think it's Lansana Smith getting prepared to come on for Para Hills Knights.
And on my left here, it's Luca Trimboli for Modbury Jets. So it's a couple of attackers. They want more goals in this game, as do we. See what they can do from a free kick. Haven't seen one of those goals in a while.
Yeah, it's from anyone. It's going to be from Hamish McCabe.
That's for sure. On that injured right foot, what can he conjure up?
Four-man wall. Para Hills Knights are setting up. Hamish McCabe going for the top right corner, but Delangus, I think perhaps just a bit too much power on it.
Calmness.
Not enough power, sorry.
Calmness personified there from the keeper in Delangus. Just catching a free kick like that shows a lot of composure in between the sticks.
Joku Wall committing the handball there.
Yeah, I've got to say, he's misjudged a few of those long balls so far in this second half as Wall. One went over his head not long ago, and now this one he couldn't get close enough to, and he's given away a free kick right in the middle of the pitch for Para Hills. We see one of these changes come on. Looks like it's going to be a goal scorer, Keshav Stressler, to make way. And another blistering winger to come on. It's Lansana Smith.
Looks like they're also reading Marcus Gabevsky, waiting to come on. And Hamish McCabe just receiving instructions from the bench there, and Liam giving instructions back to the bench.
Yeah, there was a sub there as well from Modbury Jets. It was Daniel Detroit to make way for a striker in Luca Trimboli. So they're going all out here, Modbury.
Want the goals, can't see why they wouldn't. Being 2 goals behind, but Modbury, as we've seen last season, absolutely capable of the comeback, regardless of the opposition. Against Campbelltown earlier on, against Metro, albeit over 2 legs.
I think possibly this is where you might see a 3-back formation for Modbury Jets come into effect. It looks like it's going to be a 3 of Henderson, Wilson and Wall. And it looks like Makeda might be the one playing right wing back potentially. And Skimitsi, it looks like he's dropped into the midfield at this stage.
Free kick for Para Hills Knights near the Modbury stand. Thunderous free kick from range. Bit of miscommunication from the Modbury forward line. Coming off Harrison, sorry, not Harrison Conant, Dion Kirk for the throw in there.
Looks like it's more of a like-for-like replacement there for the Para Hills team with Lansana Smith, though. Looks like he's playing an essential striker role, and they've pushed out Abu Hussein to the right of the wing. Loose ball there from Kuwik Romana, but somehow it stayed alive here on the near side. It's right under us, so we couldn't see if he did keep it alive, but somehow he's made the most of that. Hussein.
Ryan Neild getting a bit tricky there.
Good pressing from Smith, though. Maybe that's why they put him up there up front. Use that blistering pace of his and maybe use some more silky skills of Hussein on the wing to create something.
Vian Kuwik Romana winning the foul there. Para Hills Knights still having a sub awaiting in Marcus Gabivski. Ball over the top. Abu Hussein is offside. Again, Tim Henderson happy to take these free kicks quickly as possible. Poor ball from McCabe. Now Hamish through the middle. Hamish McCabe once again. I'm not sure if that was a shot or a kind deflection to the goalkeeper.
I think it did get a little bit on the way. It probably took out all the power from the shot as well, which is quite lucky for him.
Lansana Smith against Wilson. Wilson wins out, but loses on the throw-in. Conan, scorer of that first goal tonight. The absolute stunner it was as well. Trimboli, the substitute, only just come on, probably his first touches. And Macheda. Goal kick. And it looks like I think Para Hills are making that substitute now. And it will be Mark Ulaj, tonight's captain, to come off. Has been solid. And it's Marcus Gabevsky to come on in his place, the number 2. With about 10 minutes or so to go.
Looks like another vice-captain of the Para Hills as well, taking the armband in Ali Reza Muradi. It's almost got the same name as that referee in the A-League, Ali Reza Fagani.
Hitting Daniel Cook there, has to give the drop ball. Well done by Wilson. Kept down. Schmizzy still trying to get the ball back. Does so. Right at the corner flag. Ball stayed in. Into the path of Wilson. Francesca. Out wide. Might look to put the ball in. Does so. Handball given by Daniel Cook. And more than happy our Para Hills Knights to have that free kick. Definitely not how Modbury Jets would have liked to start this year's NPL season. And as it stands, it'll be a loss in the derby.
Definitely a big statement to show out to the league as well, Para Hills, showing that they're here to fight, and any pre-game predictions for them have gone out the window if anyone expected them not to compete.
Kurikwamana, Abu Hussein, well done by Joku Wall. Masawi with the throw. And he'll get it back here. Poor pass. Both McCabe's unable to link up with each other there. He's onside. Lansana Smith against Tim Henderson. Needs to keep the ball in. It's a goal kick. Right decision, I think, there. Lansana Smith, even with his pace, unable to keep it in.
Looks like as well with that sub that Para Hills made, Ali Reyes Maradi has dropped into the base of the midfield where Mark Ulaj has been replaced. So, as we're talking about, maybe he's very good as a fullback getting attacking. Maybe he can play in the midfield as well.
Strong there by Tim Henderson. Jockey Wall didn't know where the ball was. He's in space here, Harrison Conant. Spilled! And Ryan Neal saves with his feet.
Big chance to finish things there from Hussein.
But definitely not helping themselves, Modbury Jets.
But as they say, when you're trying to push for a goal as well, I think Modbury Jets would rather lose 4-1 than try and compete, than not compete for a 3-2. So you're always susceptible on the counter to some chances as well. Looks like they're going to be readying their final substitution as well.
And I would say from a neutral's point of view, it's probably more fun for them to go for the the 3-2 rather than just sit back and keep it. We always want more goals. And 4 so far in the first game of the season is definitely what we want. Header down. Cleared off the line. No, it's gone in. Modbury make it 3-2. Not sure who got on the end of it.
Yeah, it looks like it was headed down and somehow looped over the keeper's head. And I don't know if the Para Hills Knights player who ended up trying to kick it out and kicked it to the roof of his net, but whatever the spin was from that header, it just somehow looped over the keeper. Just as we said, we'd like to see him push for a 3-2. It is 3-2 now. 10 minutes to go. Time to see what both these teams are made of in the dying minutes of this game.
The final 10 or so minutes of this game now very, very interesting.
Milk in the clock now is Para Hills. Couple cramps out there, taking a lot of their time now. Trying to run down this clock. Don't think the physio even took any appliances with him to try and help that injury. Just stretched it out for him, something a player could have done, I'm sure, but
even Matthew Mullen playing ball boy right underneath us, I think. Harrison Conant has been brilliant for his new side. Commentator's curse.
A loose touch there when he was running forward with it.
Pass, just not enough. Abu Hussein right into Joku Wall.
Almost caught that between his legs.
Ball over the top. Hamish McCabe headering on. Daniel Cook gives the free kick. Perhaps the opposite way of what the home side would have thought or would have wanted.
Yeah, interesting decision, that one. He definitely had his body in front, but probably Daniel Cook, knowing his experience, won't fall for that one and give it the other way.
A wayward pass there from Liam McCabe, gets it to Conant. Vian Kurikwamana against Francesca. Ball forward for Modbury Jets. Schmizzy entering the box now. Hamish McCabe not wanting to shoot just yet. Putting the low ball in and only cleared away. Henderson. Under 5 minutes to go, not including additional time. Tim Henderson putting the ball into the box. Hamish McCabe. Modbury Jets claiming a corner and do get it.
This is going to be dangerous now. All the tall timber up again for Modbury. Trimboli on the keeper as well. Maybe that's what hindered him last time. This is a big moment here in this game. Not long to go.
The corner from Modbury Jets comes flying in. Hit well, and what a magnificent save from Yanni Delangis.
I tell you what a game he's having on his debut for Para Hills. Got another opportunity here now, Modbury.
Another corner. Para Hills will want to get this done. Only headed upwards for another corner.
This is what Modbury want. Really good at set pieces they are. Really dangerous, trying to mark them as well.
Their 9th corner of the game comes in. Paul Wilson. Free kick.
Yeah, prior foul there. I'm not sure who it was on before that shot there from Kirk. He tried to go down claiming a late tackle as well, but I think there might have been a previous one that the referee was worried about. The clock ticks down. Not long left in this one. Wonder how long the referee's going to add. Every game now it's about 5 or 6 minutes, so sure they've got a few more chances in Modbury Jets.
Definitely not what Para Hills Knights want to hear, though. They will want to go back home to the paddocks with all 3 points against their rivals.
Great turn there from Smith, and he's won the free kick as well.
Playing quickly. Lansana Smith against Henderson. Foul on Tim Henderson.
Might be lucky to avoid a card there, Smith. Looks like he could have trod on the end of Tim Henderson's ankle. He'll march on though.
Ball forward. Perhaps too quickly for Modbury. They've only got 2 back if Para Hills can make the most of this. They're getting numbers back now, though, the Jets. Oh, getting past. That's brilliant. Into the box. Into additional time now here at Smith Partners Stadium. Modbury needs something now to get the point at least. But you could definitely say Para Hills Knights have shown enough to be competitive throughout the league this season. Hamish McCabe putting the ball in.
You're always looking for that 1-2 in the box there, Modbury Jets. If one of them just takes an extra touch, I reckon that'd be more of an opportunity.
Lansana Smith. Well done by Tim Henderson to have stopped that opportunity. 2 down for both sides in the middle.
I think that's expert time wasting there from Connor in the middle of the box. I think he grabbed his head to try and tell the referee it was a head injury, but as you can see, it's a bit of a cramp in his leg, in fact. It's experience there.
Always good to have a player in every team that's a master of the dark arts. What a big win to start the season off for Para Hills Knights, if they can keep it this way. The early shock.
Just clicked over the 90 now. This is where you really want to get a goal in front of your home fans.
Only the goal kick. Again, Para Hills happy to just waste time.
Any man of the match predictions, Seb, if you had to call one?
It's an interesting one. There's been quite a few players. Yanni DeLangus in the Para Hills goal has been very good. Felix, although I think having a quieter second half, had a great first half for Para Hills.
If I had to give my say, I think I would give it to DeLangus if this result stays the same.
Ball in at the back post, punched away for the corner.
Especially if he does more things like that, I would have to give it to him. He's got another corner to deal with this time, and that was his only downfall so far in this game in trying to defend that corner in their second goal.
It's only round 1, but Modbury are more than happy to have almost every player in the box, except for pretty much Ryan Neal. Ball in for Modbury. Their last possible chance.
Referee's given a goal kick as well. Tim Henderson, who got his head on that and doesn't want to go back now because he thinks it's still a corner.
Daniel Cook with a whistle to his mouth. Might blow at any second. I think a pullback there, yep. Free kick for Para Hills.
And it'll take as much time as they want now, Para Hills, to get in this free kick in and up to the right spot.
I think that could be just about it for us, nearly in the 5th minute of additional time at Smith Partners Stadium.
Could have another chance here, even Para Hills.
Absolutely, on the edge of the box. It's the shot. Oh, he fakes it once, he fakes it twice. Just past the right post. Absolutely rushing back in case of the counter-attack.
He's had a good game as well. Muradi.
Daniel Cook, again whistle to his mouth. Not blowing full time just yet. This might be their actual final chance now. On the wing. Keeping it in. Throw in.
See if they go for a long one now. If they've got any specialists in the team. They can definitely get a flick on. They've got the height for that.
Throw in. Into the box. Headed away. Only as far as Lansana Smith. Losing out, however. Joku Wall. Tim Henderson. Putting the ball in, I think, a bit too much on it. Yanni Delangis. On what has been a magnificent debut for himself. Ball quite high. Judged well. Falling off the back of Abu Hussein. I think some arms there from Joku Wall.
He's done expertly well there. Abu Hussein wasn't even looking at the ball, gets the touch, puts his body in the line to get in front and wins a great free kick in the defensive half of Para Hills and sucks some more time out of this clock.
We still go on here. Muhatira. Happy to not really get the ball anywhere in particular, and even McCabe coming back. Joku Wall. Headed away by Para Hills. Francesco at the halfway line. Don't know how much more Modbury will want to play out the back for. And you'd think if Modbury score now, Para Hills Knights would go ballistic. And how much time has been added on. At the back post! Offside, however. Wouldn't have counted.
Yeah, I think if the header got on target there, it might have been a bit of a better chance, but I think that might be wraps now. Can't be much longer. I don't know, it's almost 8 minutes. And
yeah, in the 8th minute now. As neutrals will absolutely take it. And there it is. In the derby, Para Hills Knights take the win, 3-2 in the end.
Possibly the first shock of the season. I don't think a lot of people would have Para Hills beating Modbury at home at Smith Partners Stadium. But they put their name on the map, top of the league for now, Para Hills. See what else they can do this season if they can stay there. But definitely a great encounter to watch to kick off this season. A 3-2 win. A derby. Not too many cards, which is good to see. Kept it very tame, both sides. It looks like it's all friendly afterwards as well, which is good to see.
There's a look at the final stats. 23 shots in total to 9 in favour of Modbury Jets. And 10-6 on target.
Look at the foul count as well for Para Hills. 18 fouls. Close game. I think I predicted a draw before this game.
I think so did I.
On other platforms, so I don't think there's too much to separate these two sides, but that start from Para Hills really led as they meant to go on. 2-0 up, I think, was it in 20 minutes, possibly. And that really was just too much to come back for Modbury Jets at home.
Your player of the match?
I'm going to have to give it to the away team keeper, Yanni Delangus. Really impressed me.
I'd agree.
Didn't know too much of him at a senior level until tonight. And there was possibly 2 or 3 saves there that really kept this alive for Para Hills and got them the win.
3-2 in the end, the way of Para Hills Knights here at Smith Partners Stadium. Join us for more NPL football across the weekend. Enjoy your weekend, enjoy your night. We'll see you next time.